Welcome to NFL World, where NFL starts and ends. I'm your host Jacob, and welcome to the NFL Dream. Well, we're finally we're in the last division of the NFL. We're going to go to the NFC East. Now, the reason I chose to do it this particular way was so we could finish off with two teams that play the first NFL game this year, in the Cowboys and the Eagles. But we got to start with the New York Giants, who I think they had a very exciting but very good draft. But there was some moves they made that I was really impressed with in free agency. So let's get into it. Javon Holland at the safety position, that was an upgrade in my opinion. They lost Jason Pinnock to the 49ers. Adding Holland, who can basically do anything. He can play some free safety. He can play some strong safety. He is very good in that aspect. He has good ball skills. He's a good tackler. He does positive things that you need to do. Paulson Adebo, another big signing. This was to a multi-year deal. They never listed it here. I'm more concerned about the Giants' linebacking core than anything, which is why I like the Victor, I believe it's pronounced Demuke, who helps strengthen the linebacking core. We'll see what happens with that, but I'm a little concerned about that. Little Joel Humphrey, wide receiver depth. That's what he is. He's a good player. He's gotta be able to make more of an impact. He's not an impact guy yet. Make more of an impact. Jeremiah Ledbetter. He's a veteran defensive lineman who joins a crew that has Dexter Lawrence in there, so that's going to be great. Jameis Winston, he provides veteran depth. They obviously brought in Russell Wilson, so that was a nice move. I think he was showing when they made the move for Jameis Winston. I thought they say he'll be the starter. Whoever they draft will be the backup, and then they'll switch him out. Not that they were going to go get Russell Wilson. I didn't see that. Those two guys being on the same team. I'm going to mispronounce this name, and I apologize. Emar Smith, I think it's pronounced Marcetta, the wide receiver returner. He was re-signed. Greg Van Roten, he was re-signed as well. Demetrius Flanagan Fowles was added for the special teams group. They also signed James Hudson III, offensive tackle, Stone Forsythe, to help bolster the offensive line. None of those guys are starters, by the way. Those are depth pieces. Do not think they're starters. With the addition of Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, that's very impactful for that quarterback who helps out the young quarterback they drafted in Jackson Dart, which we'll get to. The first move, Abdul Carter at number 3. I saw people say, well, any team could have gotten Abdul Carter if they had just jumped up. Well, it's not that simple, really. It really is complicated to jump up. Even like if you're from pick 10 on, it's impossible. You got to jump so many spots, you got to give up so much. It wouldn't enough work. He was going to the Giants. It was that easy to figure out. Pairing him with Kayvon Thibodeaux, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and those guys, that wouldn't make anyone shake a little bit. Then they jumped up and selected Jackson Dart also in the first round. That was at pick 25, so 22 picks later. And he's more of the guy of that's the future. He just got to be able to stay calm. He can throw off any platform, so just stay calm and see what you see, react to what you see, and you'll be fine. That's basically the simplest way I can put it. React to what you see. Trust what you're seeing and react to it. They also drafted Darius Alexander from Toledo, a defensive tackle. He is very talented. And I think putting him with Dexter Lawrence, that's going to make that defensive tackle room way better. I really do believe that. They also selected Cam Skattebo. Skattebo was a fan favorite. He's kind of the guy of grab the hard hats. So that's what Cam Skattebo is. He's not fast. He's quick. He's not fast. But like I said, grab the hard hats, grab the lunch pills guy. Let's get this thing done. And that's what he is. And I think that's the reason he's a fan favorite. I think that's why he was a fan favorite in the draft. He'll be a fan favorite in New York. People like that. I get it. So I think that will help a lot. In the fourth round, Marcus Maboe from Purdue. And that was in the Bo was in the fifth round. Skattebo was in the fourth round. Thomas Verdone, the second, from Nebraska, and Corey Black were in the seventh round. Talk about the people they lost in free agency was just Jason Pinnock. They had nothing. They didn't. They were not able to get Will Fries. They were in on him, but they didn't get him. But Jason Pinnock leaving for the 49ers was big. And that's the reason they went to go get Javon Hall. They needed to replace a starter. They got a better starter, so it works out. This was a team that went 3-14 last year. They had a 17% win percentage. That's awful. They were 17.6. They were 1-8 at home. They were 2-6 on the road. They were actually better on the road. And they did lose their final game, but they were better on the road. They just couldn't score enough. They should have been better. And the concern is, if I'm Brian Daboll, this is my last shot. This is my last shot. I gotta make this work, especially if it's with Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, whoever it is. Because that schedule is very tough for a number 4 seeded team in the division. I mean, look at this 3-game stretch in the beginning, 4-game stretch actually, and 5 out of the first 6 weeks are very tough. At Washington, at Dallas, home for Kansas City, home for the Chargers. That's just 4 games. That's a really tough task. Then they get the Saints at New Orleans, so that's not an easy place to play. But then you're home for Philadelphia. That's tough. That is very tough. Then you're at Denver. Then you're at Philadelphia. So you at least get through Philadelphia quickly. But it's really tough. Home for San Francisco, at Chicago, home for Green Bay, at Detroit, which is very tough, at New England on a Monday night, that's very tough. The first Philadelphia game is on Thursday night, which makes it easier. Then you have a bye week, week 14. So it is late, which is not ideal, but it's better that it's later than earlier. You finish off the year December 14th, you return. You're home for Washington, home for Minnesota, at the Raiders, and then you're home. I think everyone on this team will be better. I think there's concern levels, but I think everyone will be better in this division and on this team. I have the Giants going 8-9. I'll give them 8-9. They still finish 4, but they go 8-9. But let me know in the comments. Do the Giants win more than 6 games in 2025? For NFL World, I'm Jacob Hewitt.